back to my channel. We're back filming in my apartment. Nimi was here, she just left. Baby JD, my new kitten, is sleeping in the other room. She might decide to join us when she hears my voice. Sometimes she gets a little bit of FOMO. But anyway, today's video is going to be more of a slow and fluid practice. This is mainly geared towards people that perhaps have desk jobs, or we're just on a road trip, or we're on an airplane, a long flight. Anything that you were sitting for a long period of time and you need to move your body again and start to build some fluidity back into your joints. Also, this is just a really good one to do in the morning or after a long day. If you're feeling tired, exhausted, the weather is getting colder, so your joints are feeling stiffer. So this is just a nice, more gentle, slow, a lot of it is low to the ground, more stretch-based than strength-based practice for today. And what inspired me for this is that I took a mini road trip to Philadelphia last night, and although it was only about 3.5 hours each way, just the act of sitting in the car for so long, you really do feel your whole body cramp up. And when you're physically closed off, sometimes you can feel emotionally stifled and closed up as well. So this practice is geared towards reopening your body, not only physically, but emotionally as well. All right, so we're gonna start nice and restorative. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys to make sure that you have a pillow for your practice today. We're getting nice and cozy to start using the pillow. We're gonna come into a nice restorative variation of child's pose. So when you sit for long periods of time, your hips are stuck in a flexed position and they get super tight. And the ancient yogis always said that our hips are kind of like a pathway to our emotions, stuck emotions. So when you open up the hips, you can kind of work through some emotions. Now, whether that's true or not, this position just feels really good to sit with. So open your knees out nice and wide, and then place the pillow in between your legs. And then walk your hands out. The further you walk your hands out, the more you'll feel your shoulders open. And then you're just gonna drop your head down, turn your cheek to one side, and just let your whole body relax down onto the pillow. And if your body's craving a little movement, right, you're sitting for a long period of time, you can invite a little gentle sway to your body, a little bit side to side. And as you sway your body a little bit side to side, you even begin to feel the hips to open already here a little bit more. Maybe you start to deepen your breath a little bit, so you lengthen your inhales and your exhales. And see maybe if you can direct your exhales into different parts of your body that might need a little healing energy. So right, these places might be our hips and our low back. Those are the two main ones, or maybe your shoulders too. And we're just gonna sit here in this restorative child's pose for 5 more breaths. So see if you can just sink a little bit deeper into your full expression of the posture. So where you feel a big, great, deep stretch, but no pull, tug, or pain. So there's always a fine line between pain and big stretch. So see if you can be mindful and tap into your body to find that line. Two more breaths. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to lift your forearms up, and then slowly slide or walk your hands all the way back to come onto your thighs. Now, if sitting on your heels like this is uncomfortable, oops, you can take the pillow underneath. We're just gonna start to slowly roll the shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forwards. Just gonna bring my knees closer together. That's a little bit more comfortable for me. There we go. And then just slowly begin to draw some circles with your neck. This is almost kind of like a freestyle moment where you kind of tap into your body, even if you want to close your eyes and just listen to my voice, or even better, don't listen to my voice. Listen to your body and let your body write the script for you here. Not relying on what I'm saying, because really, I'm not in your body. I don't know what you did today. I don't know what your body needs. I don't know what your body's feeling. For my body, these circles feel good. I'm changing the direction. A lot of times, another thing that we do when we're sitting for long periods of time is our head protrudes forwards. So we start to feel stiffness in the neck. And then bringing your right ear to your right shoulder and taking your right hand up above the left ear, and then not tugging, but just gently guiding your right ear a little bit closer to the right shoulder. Here comes the baby. And then dropping your chin down to look almost at like your right shoulder. So now the stretch comes more towards this side of the neck. Big, deep inhales and exhales. Okay. And then slowly releasing that. Just walk it out a little bit. Do whatever you need to do to counter that. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So now this time, your left hand comes over to grab right over the right ear, and then just gently guide your left ear a little bit closer towards your left shoulder, and then tap into that stretch. And then next exhale, dropping your chin and gaze to look slightly towards the left armpit, and then feeling the stretch more in the side. Good, releasing that. Good, shake it out a little bit. Okay, before we come into our tabletop position, clasp your hands together and then reach your arms forwards and round your spine, almost like you're doing a cat position in cat-cow. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Bring your gaze all the way up. And then exhale, just release everything down. You can flutter the fingertips all the way back. Good. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna remove that pillow. Now, if you have any knee sensitivities and you wanna place your knees on the pillow and your tabletop, feel free to do that. And in our tabletop, just being mindful of our alignment, making sure our wrists are right underneath our shoulders and our knees are right in line with the hips. And we're gonna start to make some cat-cows. Just starting with regular cat-cows, dropping the belly down, looking up. And then exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, drop your belly down, look up. And exhale, around your spine. Just doing a couple more. Now, again, I want to encourage you to close your eyes and start to move into what your body needs right now. I like to shake my hips a little bit side to side. I get a little funky in my cat-cow. Walk your hands a little bit further out in front of you. Maybe you draw some circles with your hips. Just get a little funky with it. Have some fun. Your yoga practice should never be dull or boring. You should always bring a little childlike playfulness to your practice. Maybe you sink all the way back into a child's pose. And maybe rocking all the way forwards into a cobra. Hello, baby girl. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it all the way back into a child's pose again. So now getting just a little bit deeper this time, right? Because last time we had the pillow underneath us. So really try to get deep into those shoulders, maybe rock a little bit, bringing one elbow down and the other elbow down. And then on our inhale, we're going to round the spine and roll all the way forwards into a cobra. And then exhale, bend the elbows to lower your chest all the way down. Slide your hands slightly in front of you. Inhale, lift your chest all the way up like an ocean wave. And then exhale, sink all the way back down. All right, slide to bring your hands back by your chest. We're going to head back into a tabletop position. And then in your tabletop, just bring your left knee in the center line so it's right in the middle in between your hands back behind you. And then bring your right toes back behind you and just start to rock the toes a little bit forwards and back. So maybe if you are doing this after a long day at the office, at work, you had to stuff your shoes in stuff your feet in uncomfortable shoes. So this feels really good to kind of work out the toesies. Your toes need some love. All right, and then flex the foot. Inhale, lift your leg all the way up, just straight out in line from your hip. And then try to reduce the arch in your lower back. Drop your right hip down slightly so that your hips are square down to the mat. And then point your toes round to bring your knee all the way in towards your nose. And then exhale, flex the foot to kick it all the way out. Inhale, point, round. Exhale, flex, back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale all the way in. And this time you're going to bring your foot all the way up in between the hands. If you need to take your right hand to bring it all the way forwards, that's okay. And then slowly, just come up and make sure your knee is right over your ankle. Take your hands on your quads. Maybe you work on just leaning forwards a little bit more. So we're working deeper into the hip joints now. And then maybe inhaling one arm up. Inhaling the other arm up. And sink down into that stretch. Maybe take a little mini back bend. Bring your gaze up. And then exhale, place your hands down to frame the foot and straighten your front leg. Now if you're super, super tight, you might keep a very big, generous bend in your knees, and that's fine. If you need to, you take the pillow underneath your knee, so you bring the earth up to you so you can get your hands down on the pillow, and that might help you be able to straighten the knee. Now to intensify the stretch, you walk your hands back, and then more intense would be to walk the hands forward. But I want you to try to keep a flat back here. Good. And then we're going to bend back into your front knee. And then we're back in that low lunge. Tuck your toes under, lift your back knee up. Keep your left hand planted on the mat, and inhale, lift your right arm all the way up. So we're in a twisted lunge now. And maybe you find some more fluidity here by rocking a little bit forward some circles with your right arm, so kind of opening up the shoulders a little bit more here. Good. Inhale, bring it all the way up. And then exhale, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe the right foot out a little bit more. We're headed into a lizard. Drop your left knee down. Maybe you're being so good with the baby. And drop your forearms all the way down. If you can, if you have the space. If not, you can stay up here, no problem. And then again, this is more of a fluid practice. So if stillness feels good, you can hold stillness. Otherwise, you can kind of rock a little bit into it. And as you rock, you can feel your hip open up a little bit more. Maybe. All right, and then walking your hands all the way back up. Plant your right foot, sole of the foot, firmly down onto the yoga mat. Tuck your left toes under, lift your back knee up, and then step your left foot all the way to the outer edge of the yoga mat. And then best you can, drop your tush down. Now again, we have the pillow. So you can fold up the pillow like this, and then sit your butt down onto the pillow. Okay, so now you're able to, again, the purpose of the pillow for today's practice is to lift the earth up to you. And then bring your elbows to the inside of the knees and press your elbows into the knees to open out the hips. Trying to keep your back nice and flat. Good, one more big deep inhale. And then exhale to place your hands all the way back down. And your toes come straight ahead. Drop your knees down. Grab opposite elbows. And let your body just hang right here. Ooh. No pressure anywhere whatsoever. Just letting gravity do all the work for us here. Making sure you really let your head relax. And then releasing your hands down. And very slowly rolling your body all the way up. When you stand up, do whatever you gotta do. Maybe you pull up your pants a little bit, shake it out, rock it out a little bit side to side, whatever it is. Just move with it, even if it's a little bit weird. You can be a little bit weird with me, whatever. Okay. Put the pillow over to the side. I'm already feeling a little bit less stifled. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Grab your left wrist, side bend over to the left. And then come all the way back up center. Grab your right wrist, side bend over to the left. Come all the way back up center. Exhale, fold all the way down. Drop your head down. This time, we're stepping back into a downward facing dog. And just start to pedal out the knees a little bit, left and right. Maybe shaking the hips, shaking the head. Now in this downward facing dog, let's take a big deep breath in through the nose and let it out with a big sigh through the mouth. Here we go. One more time. Awesome. Inhale, we bring our right leg all the way up. Now flex the foot, bend your heel all the way in towards your left tush and turn out your right hip completely, pressing firmly with both hands into the yoga mat. And then inhale, lift your right leg all the way up into the air. And then exhale, squeeze your knee all the way in towards the nose. Step it up in between the hands. Back left leg is going to come on a side diagonal. So take a slight step up And then on a diagonal angle, keeping a big bend in your right knee, we slowly roll all the way up into a warrior one. In warrior one, I like to take my hands onto my hips and then just turn them slightly straight ahead. So I know that everything is nice and square. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Just make sure your knee is not coming past your toe. You should feel a big stretch in your left calf muscles. Good. Making sure your shoulders are down away from the ears. One more big deep inhale. And then exhale, we're going to turn it all the way out into a warrior two. So now your hips are turned towards the front and your knee is still in that same position so you didn't lose the bend. So bend down and then your arms come all the way out like someone's pulling you in opposite directions. Now we're going to take a little mini flow here. We'll inhale, bring the arms all the way up, straighten the knees, and then exhale, bend back into the front knee. Inhale, and exhale. Two more times, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, hold it up here, clasp the hands, bring the hands all the way up, and then turn your right toes straight ahead. Big deep breath in, maybe you take a little mini back bend as you lift your chest all the way up. And then exhale, arms out to a T as you slowly begin to hinge from the hips and fold all the way down into a wide forward fold. And then just drop your head down. And maybe again, you invite that little gentle sway to your body. And then if you have the space, you can begin to walk your hands back to be more in line with your feet. And then just start to take a gentle bend in the elbows. I'm going to shake out my head a little bit. And then bringing your hands back behind you, clasp the hands and lift the knuckles up as high as you can. One more big deep inhale. Exhale, releasing all the way out. Heel toe your feet all the way back in. We're going to bend the knees all the way and come back onto our knees. Okie dokies. Wow, that felt like we were doing that for a long time, but that was just one side. So if you want to take a quick sip of water, we're going to do that same exact thing on the other side. Okie dokie. Tabletop position. Now left foot comes all the way back behind us and start to rock a little bit forwards and back on the toes. Again, just starting to feel a big stretch in the back of the leg. And then on our next inhale, we pick up the left foot. Flex the foot, try to reduce the arch in the lower back. Drop your left hip down slightly so everything is square. And then point the toes as we exhale all the way in. And then inhale all the way back. Exhale, point, round, bring it in. Exhale, extend all the way out. Inhale. And exhale. Mimi, no. Mimi is biting the tripod. So excuse the fact that it's shaking right now. Bring your knee all the way up and bring your foot up in between the hands. I'm sorry, it's shaking right now. All right, bring your foot all the way up in between the hands in our low lunge. And then just placing one hand on the quads, other hand on the quads. I'm just happy she didn't knock that over. And then lean slightly forwards to come deeper into your stretch. Inhale, bringing one arm up. Other arm up. Maybe you take a little mini back bend. Reach your heart all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale. Bring your hands all the way back down to frame the foot. And straighten your leg all the way back. Now same thing here. Noticing each side is different, right? So maybe you're able to keep your hands down pretty well here. Or maybe you want to use the pillow underneath again. Or maybe it just felt good. Maybe you can bring your hands down, but you had a long day and you really just want to use the pillow, right? And then just come here and relax here. And then we'll remove the pillow, bend back into our front knee, hands frame the foot, tuck the back toes under, lift your back knee up. This time your right hand stays planted on the mat. Inhale, bring your left arm all the way up and breathe. Here we go, we're gonna start to windmill that arm all the way around, big circles. Then when we release it down, your left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Heel toe your left foot all the way out to the left edge of the mat. And then slowly begin to sway your body to come into your variation of lizard, whatever it is. Maybe bringing the forearms down. Either staying with this little movement, or if stillness feels good, come into a still lizard. Good, walking your hands all the way back. And then tucking your right toes all the way under, lifting your back knee up, and then coming again to step up into that yogi squat. So again, we have the pillow. If you'd like to utilize it by folding it up 2 times, and then coming to sit all the way down. So you lift the hips up to you. And then I'm a little bit rounded here. So what I'm gonna do is, I have 2 pillows. So I'm gonna stack the pillows, one on top of the other. So I'm really gonna lift my hips up. Here we go. Ooh, feels good. And then open out the elbows. I'm sorry, press the elbows all the way up against the knees. Good. Alrighty, and then hands come back, down, all the way. Toes straight ahead, big bend in the knees, grab opposite elbows, and let your head hang nice and heavy. No tension or pressure anywhere. Good. Release your arms down and slowly roll all the way up. Good, and again, take that freestyle funky little movement here. Rocking it out side to side, pulling up the pants, just moving, maybe even start to work out the kinks in the lower back, whatever it is. And then inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Grab your left wrist, side bend over to the right. Inhale all the way up. Grab right wrist, side bend over to the left, look all the way up. Reach your arms all the way up and come all the way down. Okay, I'm moving my pillows out to the side. I am moving my JD over to the side, not really. Okay, here we go. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees, shake your head, move your hips from side to side.
inhale, bring your left leg all the way up into the air. Flex the foot, bend your heel all the way in towards your right tush. Turn your left hip all the way out to the left side. And then inhale, lift your leg all the way up. Squeeze your knee in towards the nose. And then step your foot all the way up. We're headed back into our warrior one. So take a little step forward. So you're on a diagonal with your right leg. And then when you lift all the way up, you have a nice generous bend in your left knee. All right, hands come onto the hips. Turn your hips slightly forwards. And then reach your arms all the way up. So we're in our warrior one position. Never a dull moment with these two. All right, exhale. On your next exhale, we're gonna come into our warrior two. Now I'm just gonna face the other side so you can see what I'm doing. And so my back is not turned to you. Okay, so now we're gonna start to come into that little vinyasa. Inhale, bringing your arms all the way up. And then exhale, sinking back down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, sink back down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink back down. Last time. Inhale, all the way up. Clasp your hands. Bring the arms all the way up. Toes come straight ahead. Lift your chest all the way up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then exhale, arms out to a T. As you fold all the way down. Now maybe this time, since it's our second round doing this, you're able to walk your hands back and come a little bit deeper into the stretch than last time. I'm still swaying my body a little bit side to side because it feels good. And then bringing your hands back behind you, clasp the hands, lift your knuckles up. And again, maybe it's a little bit deeper than last time. And then release your hands all the way down. Heel toe the feet in. Good. And then sink all the way down to sit on your tush. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is quite possibly my favorite restorative yoga pose in the entire world. It requires a pillow, so you know it's gonna be good. So place the pillow right underneath your knees. This is gonna feel super, super amazing on your lower back. So place it right underneath the knees. And then reach all the way forwards wherever you can and round your spine to come all the way down. And again, you can invite that gentle sway to your body. Now here I like to get a little freaky and start to rub my feet a little bit, especially after a long day. It feels so good. You really need to send your feet equal love that you send to your body. And then just take a moment to find your peaceful edge. And then inhale, slowly rolling all the way up. Roll the shoulders out one more time. And then slowly, keeping your pillow underneath your knees, begin to roll all the way down nice and slow. Oh my goodness. All right. Draw your right knee all the way in towards your chest and give it a great big hug. So this really decompresses the spine when you draw your right knee towards your chest. So good and therapeutic on your lower back. And then take your knee across the body into a spinal twist. Excuse the noise behind the scenes. Maybe has decided to play with some boxes. And then draw your knee all the way back in towards the chest. grab underneath the thigh and stretch your leg all the way up towards the ceiling, pointing and flexing your foot. And then walking your hands all the way up the leg, draw your forehead up towards the knee. And then hug your knee back in towards your chest. One last big squeeze. And then switch to bring the left knee all the way in towards the chest. Big decompression right here. Amazing sensation. Right, Nimi? I don't even know where she went. Oh, she's behind the blinds. All right, take it across the body into a spinal twist. And then hug your knee back in towards the chest, grab underneath the thigh, stretch your leg all the way up towards the ceiling, pointing and flexing your foot. Hello, baby. Pet your kitty if she's on your belly. And then walk your hands up your leg, draw your forehead up towards the knee. And then hug your knee back in towards the chest. And taking any last final movements your body craves. Before we come into our final resting posture, Shavasana. So one more time with your exhales, just feel your body soften. I think someone's getting a little jealous over here. Just feel everything soften on the mat. You guys don't have the craziness, or maybe you do have the craziness, like I have the craziness going on here. But either way, no matter what's going on in your life right now, I really encourage you to take a step back and at least take 30 seconds to let your body rest in Shavasana to really soak up all the hard work that you just did in that practice. So I'm going to leave you to it. Sit and relax. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Namaste, everybody.